Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Shut Door Shutter coming back to you with a brand new episode of Craftoria, and today we're actually going to be augmenting our miner system. As you can see here, we've got some stuff going on. This is not complete, but this is Industrial Foregoing Souls, and right now we've just got a soul surge placed on top of the miner, and then a cable running down here and down into this area here. So I actually stopped working on this because I wanted to record this part. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of clear out an area here, and we're going to put a stasis chamber. Okay? So we need to activate a stasis chamber down here, and we're going to put this on, of course, a gate. We're just going to go down here, grab the power gate. The textures have been updated by the Craftoria people who made the mod pack, so that is pretty cool. They all look a little different. And that should lock us in place. So one of the things you want to do is, if we're doing something this extreme, we probably want to grab better add-ons. So we've got a tier 3 efficiency. I probably want to grab tier 3 speed and tier 3 processing. That should be fantastic. Okay. And we're going to just summon the warden down here, which we've just picked him up out of the deep dark area. And there he is, nice and pretty. And we're just going to grab a soul laser base. Beautiful. I'll place this bad boy down. It looks like I may have to place it above his head. There we go. Okay. His animation kind of breaks, but that's fine. And we can do this. And so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to grab some laser drills, which I actually kind of forgot to make. And also, I think since his, like, heartbeat thing is going to cause some issues, so that's why I put him down further in the floor. But it looks like it may still cause issues. I really wish I knew what mod was doing that, because it really irritates me. So I might have to push him down further in the floor, but let's just get the drills. Let's just go with 16. So we're going to basically speed up all these miners. And yes, I do have actually 8 more miners than you guys have seen. I just quickly crafted those. I say quickly, but it took a minute. One other thing we're going to have to do is get a blue laser. Let's see. Do I have blue laser lens? I need this right here. So let's just get this auto-crafted for future's sake, because we're probably going to use it again. Okay, I found out what mod that was, by the way. That makes the screen shake and all of that. It's called Perception. Absolutely a terrible idea of a mod, in my opinion, just because it visually makes me nauseated, like genuinely. So real quick, we're doing some work here. I'm adding a few more stasis chambers because I kind of forgot the fact that the stasis chambers are what keeps the warden healed. Now, that is very important because you do not want his health to drop in any capacity, because if it does, he will die. That is how you get your souls, is by having this warden stay alive for as long as possible. Which, with these stasis chambers, having enough of them means he will not die. Which is beautiful. Exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to grab 4 of these guys, 4 of these guys, and 4 of these guys. And I think with these add-ons, really, you probably could do less of these, but I want to keep the risk to a minimum. We're just going to send it here with all of these guys. Okay. And that should keep him held in place. And now we just get to the drill portion, right? So, laser drills, we're just going to put these guys down. Let's try... Is it a shift click? That changes the rotation? No. Okay. We're going to have to, like, fly up here. Try and get these to face the right direction. So we'll just put down the first handful, and then we'll go over what these guys are going to do. So you can see the white that is trailing into this means they're connected. Also, blue laser lens, throw that in there real quick so I don't forget. This is going to also show a target. You can see that on all of these. If we added one to the corner, just for an instance, that this will usually break. So see how there's the 404 not found. So this one would not be valid while these other ones are. So what you're going to want to do, of course, is provide these guys power and add-ons. This will be how the soul laser base actually gets power and how fast it actually could go. So this is how much damage it'll do at the end of the day as well, so just keep that in mind. The more of these you have, the more damage that will be done to the warden. So that's kind of why I'm doing more stasis chambers, because I knew I was going to do a lot more of these than most people recommend. So yeah, let's just get this going. So we're going to get some cables, if I can click on the right thing. And we're just going to get this going. Okay, we'll grab a gate. We'll put that gate right here. And you'll see his health. So basically what we're looking for, I'm going to mute him. Okay. So what we're looking for is see how his health rebounds to 500 super duper quick? That is exactly what we're looking for. So if we were to add more of these guys, this may take his health down even further and may not heal enough in time. Okay, so this is kind of sketchy. You can see that we are about 499 whenever he gets hit again. So it's kind of like 500, 499. But this is sustainable, and this is not all of them, by the way, so this is only a handful. I just added the last little bit there. But let's just get these guys added, which we're going to just do them this way, I think. Okay. And I will get these powered and add-ons added, and we shall see when 16 is actually all on here. So actually, funnily enough, we ran we like have 100% soul storage now, so it's not doing anything. But all of these should be active. I'm gonna make sure all the pipe is ran properly here. So it looks like we don't have any gaps. Okay, so these guys should be running. Yeah, you can see how fast this is going, which is beautiful. It's exactly what we were doing this for. And we should see like bauxite. That's kind of what I'm trying to get more of is bauxite because I keep running out. And bauxite, of course, is one of those things that was added in an update. They finally added it. I think it was probably a few updates ago. I know it was in one of the change logs, but that was like immediately get rid of the quarry, get rid of everything, and add this back. But yeah, there's also a AE2 soul storage. What is it called? This thing right here, there's the Infinity Warden storage cell, but there's also like a normal one, I think. Gotta figure out what it's called, unless maybe they have just removed it and added this, but that wouldn't make any sense because that is end all be all. Storage cell. You would think this thing would stand out. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, I was wrong. You can actually storage bus this and then send it using interfaces. So not what I thought we could do with it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep this local, and if we want to, we can probably do more, but I definitely want to see this guy get hurt. But I think with being 100%, he won't die. I'm going to just hope that I'm not wrong on that, but he should be healed pretty quickly, especially with how full we are. But yeah, these guys are cruising. We are getting raw materials like crazy. Let's just check. So, of course, we can't see any of the raw ores in here, but we can definitely see, like, the bauxite. Yeah, we are a lot of bauxite. Goodness gracious, man, that is coming in like crazy. That's exactly why I wanted to do this, is because I knew that adding the 8 wasn't going to be enough, and adding this, I hope, will just kind of give us a break of needing to gather more resources, right? This should be basically end-all be-all of resource gathering for all of our general resources. Well, some we're going to have to, think about in the future, but I think I might now be able to expand this and make a lot more bauxite into aluminum and make more aluminum, because of course right now we're out of it. I know last episode was a live stream, but after that I did get a lot of the other stuff completed. There is still some unknowns because we do have issues with like soldering alloy. I tried to solve that with a lot more of these things, it looks like we're actually kind of getting somewhere now because things are starting to backlog, which is kind of what my main goal was. And it looks like we're actually still kind of tanking on aluminum drill pieces here. Let's see. But this is one of the reasons why I'm thinking we need to get more aluminum, is because a lot of our aluminum components are not there, right? Like, we are genuinely out of aluminum. So I'm going to keep on keeping on with this. I just wanted to talk about the soul stuff and what I'm doing with resources. And actually, quickly, let's just check how this is doing. Because I know we had, like, a lot of iron storage. Yeah, like, a lot of iron dust. And nickel, I do believe we had a lot of. Yes, still have quite a bit of nickel. Looks like we're getting some every so often. But this whole system, definitely getting there with how much is being put in, but definitely some good stuff. So let me get the aluminum stuff figured out. I'm just going to probably expand this whole thing. I think I'm going to put it over in this corner and just get aluminum to be not a problem. Because right now we're not even making enough aluminum dust to actually do anything. And these have 64 basic upgrades. Yeah, that's not a fun thing. So there's definitely some stuff I got to look at. So I will be back in a little while. We are currently going to look at automating aluminum through a, let's just say, different means. This isn't going to be that difficult. The biggest problem, of course, is kind of the speed of this thing. That's what I'm seeing right now. It's definitely slow, but this is cheap and easy to replicate, so I'm not too worried about that. But we're using copper, cobblestone, and lignite coal. Up here in an interface, we're sending the lignite coal down into the braziers. We are sending cobblestone into the mercury distillery, or distiller, and the calcination oven is getting copper. So this is making alchemical salt minerals, this is making mercury shards, and you're probably wondering what in the world I am doing and how am I going to make aluminum out of this? Well, aluminum is a common material. Why it's a common material? I have no idea, but it's a common material. And so what that means is all we need to do is, of course, get the base ingredients, and then just use iron. Like, legitimately just use iron to make aluminum. Or whatever else materials you can see listed here. Which is, it looks like 10 osmium, zinc, lead, iron. I don't know what that orange ingot is, actually. I have no idea what that one is. Like, the bottom right one? I have no idea. I'm trying to see if I can see it real quick. Is it this one? Nope, that's different orange. Honestly, let's just click on it here real quick and see if we can see what that is. Dash. Okay, it's the... What? Wait, do we have dash ingots in here? Hold on. What mod is that? Oh, we don't have dash. It's just... Okay, so it's just from the more mechanism processing. So if we had that mod in here... Okay, that's why I'm confused. That's why I didn't see it. But yeah, so we can see all the ores and metals here. But yeah, I'm just thinking iron. I mean, we probably could do zinc. We probably have a lot of zinc, in all honesty. So if we wanted to, we could do zinc, we could do iron, we could do lead, we could do, you know, any of them, right? And so the base portion is, of course, getting the alchemical salts, the mercury shards, and then getting that over into the actual component that we need. So we do need to actually, of course, grab a piece of aluminum and make that first salt. So let's actually go do that. Or sulfur. Is it sulfur or salt? Sulfur. Okay. So let's go over here real quick. And let's just snag up some aluminum. Looks like we're actually kind of getting some backlog, but we're not getting a whole lot. Because there's the actual... Oh, not this level. Hold on. I forgot what level I'm on. Here's the actual new aluminum setup that I built off camera, but it's really not that great. So I was kind of thinking of trying to find a few other methods. And it looks like we're actually getting quite a bit of backlog, because one side's got medium voltage, the other side has low voltage, because I can't really make holes or anything right now because we're actually out of aluminum. So we are trying to get that going, but hopefully this will actually help us. So let's go grab... We actually do need this thing, the incubator. But I want to grab the... Which one does this go in? Is it this one? We'll have to also do Salammonic and stuff and make probably a bigger scale of this too. But this should hopefully break down the aluminum. Right, 10 millibuckets. What you should need. So I will be back in a minute. I may also want to light the brazier. That might be helpful. We are going to completely set up our Theurgy setup again, which meaning we are going to have to kind of remember how to do this, which is going to be a little bit of a pain. I should have looked at it before I tore it all down, but, you know, you live, you learn, all that jazz, right? Let's see, how do I want to do this? Because I want to be able to pipe in to this with the Salammonic Crystals. So let's just do this and do Salammonic, Salammonic Crystals right there, perfect. And we're going to do that, and then let's grab our pipe wrench, grab a pipe upgrade if I don't have one. Let's keep this on us here. Oop, I did not mean to do that. Okay, so that should then make Salammonic beautiful. So, of course, we just have water being auto-ejected out of here, which is fantastic. Entangle porter for the win. Now we should be able to grab a tank, which I thought I had a tank. Apparently, I've gotten rid of that tank or something, but let's just grab a tank. I think a big buffer sounds fantastic to me. Make sure bucket mode's off so I can place this. And then we'll grab a fluid pipe. There we go. And that should be pretty decent, right? They were only using 10 millibuckets per sulfur that we create. But I don't even really think we need the Salammonic that much. But I want to just have it down here just in case. Because I'm pretty sure everything else is actually using the alchemical salts and mercury shards. But we shall see. And I actually may want to flip the outputs of these. I could do that, right? Like, that's not going to be difficult. Just snag the barrel, put it back here, snag the pipe, which will then be put here, put here, put here, and there. Same thing here. There we go. And then that way we're able to kind of face this where we need it to be. So let's get the actual reformation portion set up here. So I think the way we needed to do this was set the source pedestals up. Oh yeah, we will need the Salammonic because we need to break down the iron, right? I think that's what we need to do. So we need to do this. And then with the sulfuric flux emitter, we need to make sure that we have everything set. I just linked everything, didn't I? Okay. We should be good, I hope. So we should be able to grab our target, which I think is this one. Or did I goof on this? Is this not how it's supposed to go? Oh wait, here's the target. Hold on. I think something like this. And that should work, because we put our target there, and then we will put our items, which I do believe we just need to grab iron. So let's actually get the breakdown portion of this completed, I guess, then. Let's go right here. Nope, we need a brazier first. And then I think we could do it this way, but that might not work the best. We'll probably need to break this off of our normal wireless connector here. We'll probably have to add our own over here and just anchor some stuff. That should be fine. Am I able to place a pipe in this space? I am not. Okay. So I wouldn't be able to place a pipe in that space at all. Okay, so what about this space? And then we just grab iron. Yeah, let's just do iron. Couldn't be a problem. And then all we need to do is get the fluid in from here to there. So hold on. Universal pipe. Okay. And then now we just need to get lignite coal, which luckily. And then we'll just need to get this over here somehow, which we could probably do some sort of entangled block shenanigans or something. So just like so. I did not mean an entangle porter. I don't know why I just crafted that like super quickly. So let's just get this broken, this placed, this here. Oop, not that. Shift right click on that. Put that there. I don't know if this is gonna work. So would I normally be able to pipe out of this into a barrel? Like, I just want to see if I can normally, because if I can, I may as well just like put a barrel or something and then just go with it. And then we blacklist and we grab a piece of iron. Okay, so with that in mind, that I can do that, let's just put this right here. Take all the lignite coal that I just put in here out. Okay. And then we... You know what? Let's just make this simple. Because if I put down a pipe, I'm going to have to disconnect it, and it's going to fill things with lignite coal and all that stuff. Okay, and then we can do whitelist of the alchemical stuff. And we should see that going. We should now be able to do an entangled block, and that should work. Which then this will start working on making the sulfur, which is the aluminum sulfur that we already crafted. And this should be fantastic. So I'm actually going to see what happens if I try this. Like having 2 pedestals full, I wonder. Might do something for us. But that is going to make us aluminum. I just thought this was a really interesting idea. I don't think this is going to be sustainable enough, because I don't think it's going to be fast enough to actually get us where we want to go. I don't think. But I'm seeing here that you can actually do several pedestals, and it kind of speeds it up a little bit, maybe? Is that what I'm seeing here? Because it looks like we're doing 2 at once now. Because I don't know the max amount of pedestals or anything you can put on this. Reformation. Let's see if we got the Theurgy guide on us still. Nope, that's the Modonomicon. Oh, that is it. That is actually it. Okay. Reformation. Not what we're looking for. Also not what we're looking for. So this one. However, for very expensive recipes that use a total of 8 pedestals, it's possible that more than 1 sulfur must be placed per pedestal. So it looks like you could do up to 8 or maybe more than that with this, and you'd probably be golden. So that's interesting. Okay. So then the next portion, of course, is getting the incubator set back up, which would be this, this, and you'd also need the mercury vessel, sulfur vessel, and the salt vessel. So salt, sulfur, mercury, and then what did I do with the item pipes? Did I accidentally just throw them in here? I did. Okay, and then you would just need to take the mercury and put it in here. Okay. And then do the same thing for the salt. Okay. And then, of course, you need to get lignite coal over here, which is going to be another thing that we'll have to deal with. And that should output what we need, which is aluminum. I hope. I think with how cheap that this kind of is, I think we could scale this up significantly. I don't know why I just crafted that, by the way. I already have one in here. What am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing right now, apparently. Okay, we have aluminum ingots, which is exactly what I'm looking for. But that crafts aluminum out of iron and copper, which is kind of insane. It's definitely not a quick system, right? I think if you were to do this on a larger scale, you probably need to do probably quadruple of things like the alchemical salts and the mercury shards and the Salammonic and breaking down of iron. I think there's a lot of things that definitely can be improved. And I think I might look at improving them, honestly, because if we can do this, which this doesn't require power, right? I mean, it's got its own, like, flux system or whatever, but that's all built into the mercury shards and all of that jazz, right? So if we could come up with a way that allows for us to not have to worry about this kind of stuff, I think I'm okay with doing more of this. Genuinely. Let me get this guy set up to where I can actually get some Salamon or some lignite coal in here. There we go. Okay. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think this is a bad method because we're not straining ourselves with power. We could totally replicate this several times over. I don't think it would be difficult. I think it's actually a really interesting concept overall because I don't think I've ever seen anybody attempt to do modern industrialization aluminum this way. And the fact that it's common, I think that might be an oversight. I really do. Just because it should not be that common because it is a much harder resource to produce. But in reality, if you get your first piece of aluminum, you could just send it by doing this method. Right? Like, you don't have to worry about it as long as you've got a whole bunch of iron. You make an iron farm, you're solid. And I could also just say, maybe this, you know, maybe some of this. We could totally attempt that as well if we wanted to. I mean, that's an option. That totally is an option. where we could attach a soul pipe here. Yeah, we could attempt that. Where we could speed this thing up. Hold on. Hold on. Now I'm talking. I've gotta attempt it. Hold up. Give me a second. Nope, wrong building. Hold on. I'm just too excited. I'm not thinking where I'm going. Give me a minute. Okay. If we go down here. So if you remember, we set this down earlier in the episode, and I talked about that there is a way to add souls into your network. Now, I don't 100% know how this fully functions, and I don't know if blocking a side is going to cause a problem. Okay, so it's not going to cause a problem. But let's grab some cable. And I'm going to just bring this up a few so I can actually get it out of the way a little bit. And we're going to grab a wireless connection point. Because I don't have any AE2 near this area. So let's just do that. And let's grab our wireless connector. And let me get this hooked up real fast. Okay, so quick correction here. This cannot be on the side, it looks like. So if I just put this back, you'll see that there are no souls. We take this out. We put this back here. And of course, we attach it with a cable. We are able to see that we have warden souls, 1,350. And so we do need to do that. And the problem now becomes that we don't have souls going out. And I guess we could actually talk about how we do this here. So let's go with an interface. Okay. We can do a full-size interface. That's fine. And we grab the soul... what is it called? I remember what this thing's called. The soul surge or a soul pipe. So we actually have soul pipes. So we should just be able to right-click. And that will actually send out souls out of this and back into our stuff. Right? But now we can actually access these souls anywhere. And that is the beauty. I'm actually going to check the durability of some of this stuff. So we're starting to get low on some of them, but I think they all should repair. That's beautiful. Okay? But that is now completely and utterly wireless. So what that means is we can go and we can go put this over in the aluminum area. Right? We can go just straight up use these souls sparingly, because of course we have to remember we can kill that warden if we're not careful. So we may want to check back in on it every so often. But yeah, we could grab a interface, like just another interface. And we could set this down right here. And we could grab a soul surge. Let's just look up soul. Because I don't have any of this stuff auto-crafting. And... ooh, I don't know if I want to do that, though. So let's do a half interface, and then we can do a soul pipe. But that should make this quicker in all technicality, because we're going to be pushing more over here, and it looks like we're actually not round robining like I'm wanting to. We're doing a lot of sulfur over in one side. But that's okay. So that should increase the production of aluminum a little bit. But yeah, we may as well touch on that while we're at it, right? Like, that's genuinely something you can do with the Soulplied Energistics mod made by the guy who made the Industrial Foregoing Souls and currently maintains Industrial Foregoing. So definitely some beautiful stuff. Let's go check on that guy, actually. And I think then we'll go wrap this episode up. So let's just get down here. How's he doing? So he's taking damage a little bit quicker, but I think he's still doing okay. Yeah, you can see his health is going way back. Okay, beautiful. So I don't know. It looks like these guys may not be getting enough souls. But I also don't know, like, the units, right? Because this just says 25. What does that mean? Right? Like, that's my problem. So if I set this, like, 50... Okay, it doesn't look like we're having any effect. Okay. But yeah, I will probably mess around more with the Theurgy stuff off camera. I think that it's an interesting concept. I think it could take us somewhere. And I mean, I would assume things like stainless steel might have sulfur. They do not. Okay. So there's some very select items that may have it. I know iridium, I think, has it, doesn't it? Yeah, iridium has one. So you could do like rare materials, which is gold, uranium, uranite, probably some things from mechanism more for processing all that stuff. You got austrium, platinum, Huso platinum. There you go. You get one platinum ingot, you're sold. Iridium, azure silver, uranite, uranium, gold, and silver. So yeah, definitely some good stuff. Yeah, I might look at this a little bit more off camera. We're gonna just see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.